You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, General Hospital fans, I've got your 2-week spoilers, November 4th through the 15th. Dante Falconeri is crushed. Sam McCall is mourned, and Kristina is freaking out. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please reach down, click that subscribe button. Let's dive into the action coming on Monday, November 4th. Sam's loved ones, friends and family are reeling. Word continues to spread around Port Charles that she has passed away after surgery from a cardiac arrest, and an autopsy is underway. A very distraught Jason shows up to see Damien Spinelli and tells him that, you know, it's because of Sam that you and I have this friendship, which is true. And of course, you know, everybody knew when she was going into surgery that all surgeries have risks, but everything looked good, and now everything seems terrible. Rocco Falconeri cries to his grandma, Laura, and tells her it's his fault that Sam died. And of course, she's going to comfort her and comfort him and say, no, it didn't. And Drew promises Scout that he's always going to be honest with her. We'll see. And Danny is convinced that it's his job now to look out for his little sister, Scout. Robert and Holly continue their walk down memory lane, and she wants to know if he's cutting her out of his life. Probably should, for his own sanity and peace of mind. Alexis is still with Kristina and Molly over at Sam's apartment on Monday, and I think she wants them to stop fighting and tells them that we need to put our family back together. You know, we've lost Sam. Don't let this sacrifice be for nothing. We need to heal. And Dante opens up to Sonny and says he doesn't want to live without Sam. And of course, Sonny's got to tell him all the things to live for, and that Sam, that's what she would want for him to move forward. Tuesday, November 5th, we have Ava apologizing to someone, and Jason having a big heart-to-heart talk with Diane, and we'll see how that goes. He doesn't have any outstanding legal issues that I can think of, but he also needs to avoid future legal issues so that he can be sure to be there for Danny. Willow is furious with Sasha, so furious. She confronts her about telling Cody about her kissing Drew. And of course, Sasha is going to be so guilt-ridden because she just slept with Willow's husband. So this is just going to be a very messy scene. I'm very interested. Sasha messed up and told Michael about the second kiss. I hope Sasha doesn't have another slip of the tongue and say, you know, when Michael and I were laying in bed the other day, we were talking about something like that. Carly is completely stunned on Tuesday. So that's when she may find out about the Drew Willow thing. And Kristina is completely horrified on that day. Wednesday, November 6th, we have Michael suspicious again. Got to be Willow, Drew, possibly Ned, and Portia and Isaiah have a talk in the doctor's lounge. Obviously, it's about Sam's death, Lulu's prognosis, things like that. And Anna has some very grave news to deliver. And Carly goes back to Brennan asking him for help. Every time she asks him for help, you know, he eventually says yes. So we'll see what this most recent ask is about. And Dante has a talk with both of his parents. Now, I'm wondering if Sonny calls Olivia in, telling her how despondent Dante is. It's been kind of upsetting that they haven't had Olivia up at the hospital for her son. And I know they probably don't want to have half, 2/3 of the cast there and, burning through money at that rate by having so many people on the day. But it just seems really bizarre that she's not there for her son, because that's the kind of good mom that Olivia has always been. So I say thumbs down on that writing of them excluding her last week. Thursday, November 7th, Sonny heads over to Alexis's house and they have a very emotional talk. Obviously, she is just sick about this, just distraught. Hopefully she can maintain her sobriety. If her two daughters she has left continue fighting, I think that may be a larger struggle with her, just dealing with that and without Sam there as some kind of buffer, another adult in the room she can talk to. Jason has terms that he tells someone if they want him to do this, something like that. It's a very strangely worded spoiler. And Anna is skeptical about something. Maybe it's about Brennan continuing to deny that he knows where Valentine is. Lucas opens up to Brad just how sick he is about doing this surgery and then Sam passing away. That's somebody else, who just feels horrible about this. And, Brad's looking for a way in, but hopefully he wouldn't leverage Lucas's grief to get closer to him like that. And Brennan has some concerns about Carly's safety. Friday, November 8th, we have Jason heading down to the PCPD. He gets a call to come on down. And Cody strategizes with Tracy. Those two are up to something, which is pretty interesting. Chase and BLQ make a big decision. And Rick heads over to see Anna Devane. And Holly is rejected. I'll be okay when she leaves town. I loved her character way back in the day. And, she's always been a schemer now, but now that they've made her Sasha's mom, this retcon is kind of horrible because it shows her as just such a terrible parent. All the terrible crises that Sasha has been through, and Holly's missed them all. The drug addiction, the heart attack, the paparazzi stalking, the vehicular homicide, her baby dying, Brando dying, just everything. And Holly didn't even bother to drop a postcard, much less drop by. The week of November 11th through the 15th, Port Charles is mourning the loss of one of its own by now. Everybody knows that Sam has passed away, and it's just stunned reactions, grief, tears, funeral planning, stuff like that. Dante and Rocco blame themselves. They feel like Sam felt obligated to donate because that's the other woman in Dante's life, his other big love. And of course, she has been acting as Rocco's day-to-day mom. And of course, she wants him to have his real mom back and at least not lose her right now. So she did in a way feel obligated, but she also had no idea that she would lose her life doing it. Lucas, of course, is blaming himself because he performed her surgery and then he couldn't revive her when she crashed. And if you remember, Portia actually stopped him at 30 minutes. That sounds about right, but I wanted to double check. I went and did some research. So when you're coding like that, when you're crashing in a cardiac arrest, the blood isn't pumping through your body because your heart isn't working. And after like 4 to 6 minutes, your brain cells start just dying off drastically. And Portia stopped him at 30 minutes because at the point that you hit 30 minutes without oxygen in your brain, that's called being in asystole. That was the word that Portia used. It is considered brain death. And there's no brain cells left alive. Even if they had revived her body, there would have been nothing left of her. And that's why they forced him to stop. And of course, he's just sickened and horrified. Hopefully the autopsy results will deliver answers instead of raising more questions. Sidwell is working his way towards Port Charles, so time is almost up for Holly. She needs to get that diamond deal done with Sonny and run out of town, but he's distracted, of course, by his loved one's grief over Sam, his own grief over Sam, so that might put a little hitch in the works. Anna is feeling the pressure to bring Charlotte home, and Spinelli and Jason were helping her, but they've also got the grief distraction right now. Drew's trouble seems to just be starting, and the question is, will his scandal explode after he's elected? We'll see. And it is time for Lulu Spencer to open her eyes and shock everyone. That's coming soon.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.